welcome to Rhythm and Roads podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Jacob. We have a very special guest, filmmaker, producer, director, Andrew Jara. And he has his new film coming out to the film festival called The Monster. So looking forward to hearing that story. Welcome, Andrew.
Hi, thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, looking forward to hearing your story. Who or what inspired you to be a filmmaker? So start with that.
Yeah, I think I kind of always enjoyed film. I always liked watching films and stuff, telling stories.
Yeah.
But it's hard, when you come from I'm from El Paso originally.
Oh, cool.
We lived in the lower valley, so there's not a lot of filmmakers coming out of that area.
Mm.
Um, but we were able to like kind of go to college, and in college I was in business, and like my business was all like essentially I had an idea for kind of like the Alamo Draft House
Oh,
before the
really?
Alamo Draft
Okay.
House happened. Yeah, my idea was like to build a movie theater, and then you would have like old
Ooh.
films, and stuff, and
Yeah.
have a bar. Um, and the more I was in it, the more I realized I didn't really love business, but I everything kind of went back to the film. And so I was there and I think someone was talking about how hard it is to like get a film or a business started. And
Oh,
I was like, well, if it's this hard to get a business started, I might as well just try to get film and see what happens.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so, yeah, I just kind of made the leap and started writing and working on my own stuff.
Wow, man. So, so your first idea was to get a movie theater started. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like we had our final project that was like kind of talk about a business you want to start, and that was my
That was the
idea.
goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you think about it, you're like, yeah, have a movie theater with movies being shown, but why not go out there and make a movie, bro?
Yeah,
I
yeah. I
feel like
think
that's even
thing
better.
where yeah, you wanna, everyone always wants to wait for the perfect time. I know that's how I was, and then it's like, you're gonna have to make a leap of faith
That's right,
sometimes.
man. Well, I'm glad you did. So from that point of from that point of wanting to do that, and then you took that leap of faith to be a filmmaker, went to school for that. Uh,
Mhm.
how did you get to discover that you were very interested in pursuing the filmmaking journey? Was it because you had
Well,
other friends that were filmmakers? Was it, of just what?
kind of. It was like once I made that decision, it was about going all in. And I had a friend who was an artist. He's a graphic designer, and he
Okay.
made a couple of my first posters. But my first movie, the last ones, he wanted to help like with the funding and kind of help produce it. And
Okay.
so it was like once you have one person that kind of believes in you, it makes it easier to kind
Oh.
of keep pushing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Of course. And it's good to have circle of friends that are like that.
Right.
Cool, man. And the school you went to was UTEP or NMSU?
No, I started at UTEP, but
Okay.
then when I switched majors to film, like UTEP didn't really have a solid film program at the time,
Okay.
and it was a lot of theory, which is cool, but I wanted to like figure out how to shoot movies.
Yeah.
And they were about to have a class, and then they canceled the class like a month before school
Oh.
started again. So then I rushed over to NMSU and I got accepted like 2 weeks. Luckily, this was before, like now NMSU has a very it's
Cool.
a lot harder to get in, but at the time it was very new. I was
Okay.
able to kind of jump in, and so that's where I ended up finishing school was right here in Las Cruces.
Nice, man. Well, congrats on that. I love NMSU. I mean, a lot of my family have gone there. I've actually gone to visit the campus and seen the CMI, so it's very
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was that thing where like again, it's hard to like figure out how to shoot film when you don't have access to the equipment or what's going
Oh,
on, and then
yeah.
you gives you all that stuff, so you kind of start learning how to work and how to like use it to tell the story.
Right, right. So, what was you? I guess going back to the start, what was your first camera that you bought for yourself as a filmmaker to start with that?
The first camera I bought was a T3i, the Canon's.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted something. I saw the DSLRs and like it was I had seen stuff made on them. I think we had used a couple of Mach 2s on some of my early shorts.
Okay.
So like it was getting used to that one, and I really liked the that it was like kind of readily available and you could find lenses for it. So that's
Mm.
what I ended up going with. Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, because I mean, a filmmaker never forgets their first love of their camera. Oh,
Yeah.
the first one that they bought.
Right, right. It
Yeah.
was very hard to get rid of that
Oh,
camera.
I bet, man. I bet it was hard. Yeah.
Forever.
I remember, I mean, of course, my first ever grabbing a camera was those VHS. the big ones, But I remember when I was a teenager, go around and ask friends from the neighborhood, "Hey, we want to shoot something. All right, cool, let's go." And then we just create some random plot,
Yeah.
and
The
I'm all
plot.
running with it, like yeah, it's all heavy. But
Yeah.
anyway, oh, that's cool, man. That you graduate from NMSU. I'm just a big supporter of NMSU. I love this, what their values are, their vision, especially a lot of great filmmakers are coming out of that school. So,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
and I think it's good. Like, I'm also glad that UTEP kind of taught me theory. I think that that's important,
Hmm.
something that
Okay.
some film schools kind of like lean away from.
Oh, is that
But
right? Okay.
I'm very appreciative of my education because I got the theory side, and also NMSU just has all
Yeah.
the and again, like NMSU has theory, but I realized that like not a lot of students would take it. I'd be like sometimes the only film student in there.
No,
But it gives you those opportunities and it gives you opportunities to like be on a real set, even if it's a
mm,
student set, you're learning how to be on there. So I think it's like I'm very appreciative of the education that I got from it.
that's awesome, man. Good for you. Well, I do want to jump into your short film, The Monster. So this is premiering at the film festival as well for next month.
Yes, yeah, yeah, it'll be there.
Wait, that's
Yeah.
cool. Which date?
It's gonna be the Saturday, I think it's the 14th.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
okay. Good. Well, I know I'm going the 11th, which is a Friday, and then the 12th is a Saturday. Is it the 12th?
it is the 12th. Sorry, I
Okay,
keep
cool.
forgetting.
No, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, I'll be able to see it because I'll be there the 11th and the 12th.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It'll be at 2:30. I'm pretty excited that it's playing there. They'll
Yeah,
shot
man.
all Cruces. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, let's get into the story of it. So, tell me a little background on this film, The Monster.
Yeah, I kind of came from it's a little bit about, those conversations and those arguments we have that don't really seem to have an ending. This one's very famously on the it's a discussion about whether you call Frankenstein's monster Frankenstein or Frankenstein's monster. And it's just two friends
Oh,
kind of like
wow.
having that discussion and then seeing what happens when they take it to the extreme. But yeah, that's basically the plot. It's a very fun little short.
It's like a
Um,
comedy, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. How long is it?
I think it's like 5 minutes, so it's very
Oh, that
short.
quick? Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool, man. So, did you shoot this in Cruces? I mean, what parts of El Paso or what?
No, we shot it all in Las Cruces at Mom's Cafe, which is actually
Oh,
like
okay.
across from NMSU. So if you go to the festival, check out that place. It's super cool.
It's called Mom's Cafe?
Yeah, Mom's Coffee.
Mom's
Yeah.
Coffee. Okay.
Yeah, it's right there on University. It's a really cool spot. The owner was super helpful. He shut it down for the day.
Wow, he
And
did. Whoa.
yeah, well, and then they don't open until later.
Oh, okay.
That also helped us. But no, they were able to kind of let us have free reign. It was cool because it was during Halloween. So
Oh,
it
it
was
was?
already set dressed. Yeah.
Perfect setting for that, huh? From
Yeah,
Halloween. Then you're
exactly.
like, okay, we're doing a film called The Monster
Right.
at your cafe.
Yeah.
That's so
Anytime I
good.
can add Halloween decorations to a short is always a good time.
Yeah. Is that one of your favorite holidays is Halloween?
Yeah, I think Halloween is it's like the only holiday that it's just 100% community based, like every other holiday, you're kind of like you
Oh,
exchange
with
on
family.
Christmas,
Yeah.
you do this. But on Halloween, you're literally just going to a stranger's house and that stranger is gonna give you candy. Like there's no
Yeah.
real exchange of goods. It's just everyone's kind of participating in this thing for fun.
True,
And
yeah, that is
that's
true.
like, yeah, it makes it like a little bit better, or to me,
Yeah.
it makes it like one of the most community driven holidays,
No,
which is
that's
very
I mean, yeah,
fun.
I never thought of it that way, but that is true. We're out there all together, strangers, grabbing candy,
Yeah.
dressed up. It's like cool.
Yeah.
That's
There's a lot of cultural moments that have to be agreed to before you can like have a holiday like that, which is really cool.
oh, I bet, yeah, man. And I take it you're a fan of the movie Scream because that's I saw your shirt.
Yeah, yeah, I love Scream. It's we're also planning on doing a slasher film pretty soon. And so
Oh,
I've
you
been
are?
engulfed. Yeah. So I've been
Oh, nice.
engulfed in slasher films and horror films lately.
Because the Monster's probably like your first horror film or what? Like,
No, no, no. I usually stay pretty much in the realm of horror.
oh, do
Monsters is
you?
actually,
Okay,
yeah, it's like a comedy horror, so it's a little bit different.
yeah.
But this is my first slasher film. I've never done a slasher before. A lot of my stuff is supernatural.
Oh, cool. So prior to the Monster, have you done anything like about ghosts, haunted houses, anything like that?
No, not really. I have the two feature films that I made. I made the last ones, which is right there. It's a zombie film, and then The Empty Space, which is kind of about ghosts. It's about a girl whose boyfriend was killed, and then she starts like hallucinating, or she can't tell what's real and what's fake.
Whoa, that's
And then
interesting.
her, oh yeah, and then her boyfriend returns, and so
What?
like she has to figure out if he's really returned or if he hasn't. But yeah, that one's more like a cosmic horror.
Oh wow, dude. So the one right there I'm looking at, it's called, is it the last, what, I can't read the
Oh,
one.
it's the last
Oh, the
ones.
last ones. Okay. So that one is your first film or oh,
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I had done a little bit of short films before that,
but
but that
that's
was
like
the first
main.
feature. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and that one is based on the what you just told me about the girlfriend boyfriend.
No, the last ones, that's about two people trying to survive in after a zombie apocalypse,
Oh,
and then
okay.
they someone else, and then they have to like decide whether that person's worth like letting in their commune that they have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did you shoot that if it was pertaining to the zombie apocalypse? Like, did you get like the special effects and all that?
Yeah, we had some people working on the special effects.
Oh,
There's
you
like a
did? Okay.
zombies, yeah. We shot it mostly in El Paso. Like there's a certain sections of El Paso that are pretty dead. And so we use that to kind of help us
Yeah, that's true.
uh kind of give
There
off the
are.
look of the zombie apocalypse. But yeah.
I could
And it
see that
turned out
now. I'm
the
like, oh yeah,
idea.
yeah. There
Yeah.
are parts of El Paso you're like, oh, that could work.
Yeah. Like no one ever drives through this neighborhood, you know?
Oh yeah, that's funny, dude. Well, that's cool, man. So going into like the genre of what you love is horror. What filmmakers out there in the industry that you do look up to that inspired you as a filmmaker?
I think, there's a lot. There's like I always go with John Carpenter. He's probably my
Mm.
favorite
Okay.
director just
Yeah.
because he was able to kind of like what he's able to do with tone and with his theme music is super cool.
Hmm.
Paul Verhoeven's probably one of my favorites just because he does. I try to do some kind of social message in all of my stuff.
Oh, do
Um,
you? Okay.
yeah, and so that's very much inspired by Paul Verhoeven and like RoboCop and those type of movies that you can look at RoboCop and just watch it as a straightforward action film, but if you kind
Yeah,
of see what they're trying to say, it's a lot more complicated satire about capitalism and like the 80s culture, so it's pretty cool.
that is cool.
To me, that's always like the coolest thing is that if you can kind of trick the audience into learning stuff that they might not know or looking at things from a different perspective, to
Hmm.
me, that's like the power of cinema, you know?
Oh, of course, yeah. So with that I mean, the director that you mentioned, what about like Wes Craven? Remember his films?
Yeah, yeah, I love Wes Craven. I
Yeah.
think Freddy Krueger was like the first scary
Oh,
person. Like I remember being a kid, we hadn't even watched the movies, but just seeing like an image of Freddy Krueger like kind of freaked you out as a kid, you know?
yeah.
Uh, I do remember like I had a nightmare when I was young, which I still remember. It shows you
Oh, do
how.
you? Oh, shoot. All right.
And like in the nightmare, Freddy Krueger had like Clayface powers
Yeah.
because I hadn't seen the movie, so I was just giving powers to Freddy Krueger. And since he kind of looks like Clayface, I just added that to him. But it's funny how much that image has stayed in my mind of what
Wow.
Freddy Krueger could do, you know?
And you said you had that dream when you were like, how old? What do you think?
Like 5 years old, like
5?
very
Oh, you had
early.
that
Yeah.
since ever since
Yeah.
5, dude? Long time, bro.
Oh,
Well, I gotta say I'm really liking like certain movies. Well, actually, there's that new movie coming out, The Woman in the Yard. Have you seen the
oh
trailer yet?
yeah.
Dude, that
Mhm.
looks cool.
Yeah, that looks super cool.
But it does look like very similar to a movie called The Woman in the Black or Woman in Black.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, films like that I just like, especially M. Night Shyamalan's Signs.
Hmm.
Like you've seen
Yeah.
Signs, right? Yeah. So
Yeah. That was super cool.
I think the way that they shot that film and it wasn't so just like alien invasion, concrete.
Yeah.
It was more just like, yeah, they're here, but when are they going to show up at your house?
Right.
Going to show up while you're taking a shower. I was like,
Yeah.
show up at
Yeah.
your house. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the way that's one of my favorite films from him is Signs because the way he shot it, especially when that scene when they're like in the living room and then they
Mhm.
see like the shadows go by the window and then you hear them
Yeah.
creaking on the footsteps outside. Dude, that
Right.
just messes with your mind, bro. You're like, oh shoot, they're near, they're coming up. And that's what I like about horror films being made is that they mess with your mind. Instead of
Yeah.
always the basic ones of chainsaw running after you, wanting to just tear you apart.
Yeah, and I think it's like that's kind of the cool thing about horror is you're able to really play. Like M. Night Shyamalan's great at framing. Like he puts
Yeah.
stuff in really good perspective. So like, and a lot of times it's to like kind of help save on the budget, but he does it in a creative way so
Hmm.
that kind of like the Freddy Krueger thing where those images stick with you a lot. You know, like there's
It's
the
true.
famous the scene where they're watching the alien on TV that like still freaks me out even though I've seen that movie a bunch of times.
Yeah, the alien. Yeah, I know when with Walking Phoenix jumps all back into the closet.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, bro, that really did push you back, huh? That's funny, man. Yeah. And then the soundtrack too is great. Just love the music for Signs. Just the piano, the way that it just went very soothing to it. With
Yeah.
your music, with the films that you've done, I mean, where do you do your music composing?
So I have a friend named William Murdoch. He's a composer and
Oh,
he's really
okay.
good at kind of matching the style that I'm going to. He did my second film Borderlands and he did The Empty Space.
Okay.
Um and it's really good because like we try to have a different sound for each film or like kind of like replicate something. Like even with this one,
Mm,
you're kind of looking for more of because it's a comedy, but it's kind of harkening back to gothic horror.
okay. Yeah.
We're trying to play with something that was a little bit kind of like carnival-ish, but like a dark carnival. So
Mm.
playing with that. But I'm always like, again, being a fan of John Carpenter, if I can get some kind of synth sound in there, I will put it in there.
Okay. Yeah, man. So your film that you mentioned that it's 5 minutes, The Monster, like my brother's film, because he's a filmmaker in LA, the film's like 7 minutes, but it took almost like 8 months kind of just to do a 7 minute film. How long did it take you guys with yours?
So it was one day of filming, but then yeah, probably a few months because you
Yeah.
have to like set it up and then I like to do I'm very big on rehearsals, so we rehearse with the
Oh,
actor.
okay. Yeah.
And then of course editing and all that kind of stuff and like shooting it. And then like right now it's hard to like really quantify because you're doing it in between other things.
Yeah, yeah, right.
But yeah, I would say like a few months just to kind of get it done. And that's just for 5 minutes, you know?
Jeez, man. Yeah, that's incredible, right? You watch something so short and then you're
Yeah.
like, but the process that it took and the time and everything, it's a long time for all that.
Yeah.
But and what is it that you do for Las Cruces? Because I know that it said Film Las Cruces on the page right here. Are you part of the
Yeah.
film festival? Like help cool.
No, I'm not part of the film festival. I work at Film Las Cruces, which is a film office in Las Cruces in
Oh, it
Doñana
is?
County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we help with the film festival. I think this year we should have a couple events that we're helping them with. But for the most part, like they're independent from us,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
good. I think
Okay.
it just shows how big film in Las Cruces is getting, you know. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
they're
man. I'm really happy for Las Cruces, the fact that, what I was told 2 years ago, I think that Mel Gibson was in town, I think in August or something. Like that
yeah,
was very
yeah.
cool for you guys. He was shooting
Yeah.
a film. Netflix is in Albuquerque, but I know that they've gone out there probably every now and then to cruises.
Mhm.
So that's really neat, man. Uh,
Yeah, there's a lot. Like we had Tyler Perry last year. We just had
oh,
Mila
you
Jovovich.
did? Oh, no way.
Yeah. So it's been pretty good, like kind of helping them get these stuff together, helping them like make sure that they're not running into too many roadblocks, you know.
Right.
Um, and then just make sure they can do things safely. I think that's one of the things, you know, you're going into a town that you've never come from, and you're trying
Yeah.
to like figure out how to do all this stuff that's not super safe, but you're trying to figure out the safest way possible to do it. And so we help them, you know, we'll have a meet like the last one, which was very effects heavy. We had a meet with the police and the fire a couple of times, and luckily, you know, everything went off smooth. There was no, you know, there was a couple of broken glasses being broken for stunts, but nothing like unintentional,
Right.
which is always our goal, you know. It is funny to watch, like they took one of our bars and they like threw someone through it, and
Oh,
it's
no
funny.
way.
Like,
Really?
yeah, it's like, oh yeah, that's really happening here, you know.
That is cool, man.
A lot of
What
fun.
was that with Mel Gibson? Is that they're in that project?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Did that film ever come out? I was always
Yeah, there was two with Mel Gibson. There was Hot Seat, and then there was Confidential Informant that they both shot down here. So yeah, they're
okay.
both
So
out
it's both of them.
here.
Okay, I didn't know if they
Yeah.
were out yet, but.
Yeah.
So for Film Las Cruces, what you guys are the main that if anyone who's the industry out wanting to shoot in Las Cruces, they're gonna contact you.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
We'll issue the permits, so we're always in that area, but we'll also try to help them with crew. A lot of times, again, they don't want to really hire people from up north and bring them down. They want to hire
Oh,
people from here.
within,
So
yeah.
we help them kind of meet crew and like we send them our database. And then like locations we help them with. We help them with vendors, of course. And that's one of the things we do is like we'll meet with vendors, kind of explain to them like what a film needs. Like a big one is catering.
Oh,
But
wow,
those
yeah.
caterers, you think of catering, they're used to one event like for a whole day or something. Where when you're catering for film, you're catering for like 30 days. And
Yep.
you can't, like if you're a Mexican restaurant, you can't do enchiladas every single day. That's too much. We have those things
Right?
of like, you
They
can't let
all
people.
sold out. We don't have anything. That's interesting that you mentioned that. Yeah, because those caterings can go for 30 days
Yeah.
to months, man. Like, God,
Yeah. And it
God.
was one of those things where we didn't think about it until like you start to think about it like, oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
not you the caterers aren't used to this many events, and the film is not used to a caterer only having like one thing. So you
Right.
kind of like make sure that they're aware of what they need to do.
Yeah, well equipped with all the food they need for those. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And whatever, I mean, which restaurants out there that have helped with the catering?
So a big one is Salud de Macias is one that they like to use a lot.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And
Why
then
is
there's
that?
it's in Macia. It's
Oh
kind of
no,
on
but
the
why do they like to use them a lot?
Oh, just because they worked with film a lot
Oh,
before,
they
so they
do?
kind of good idea. Yeah.
Oh, nice,
And a
man.
lot of times, like I think the last one we had Andales do it for the
Ooh,
first time
I've
and
been
kind of
there.
like working with them. So one of our things is like when there's a good restaurant, we try to see how they want to work with film, see if they can do it.
Yeah.
Just because again, like we want the productions to hire as many locals as we possibly can.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. And so for the film festival Las Cruces, for you guys, are you guys helping out and bringing people in for that event? Like, are there other filmmakers coming in saying, "Hey, we're gonna like Helen Hunt's coming with other guests"? I mean, how does that tie in? Do you guys have any part of that?
So yeah, we have a couple of events. We can't talk about it yet because we're still finalizing
Right.
it, but we're hoping to bring filmmakers together.
Okay.
Um, that's why that's like one of the things is that we are having some kind of mixer. Hopefully by a couple of weeks we'll be able to announce it and have times and stuff. But that's one of our big things because you are getting like Helen Hunt, you're getting like even the directors who are in the festival.
Right.
They might have a project, they might not know anything about Las Cruces, so we want to take advantage of that idea that they're already here and kind of show them different places, like meet with them, make sure if they ever do have a project they want to shoot here, they know who to call.
Yeah. That's so cool, man. I bet you met so many great filmmakers out there, directors, producers,
Yeah.
just by meeting with them. That I bet you have met a lot.
Yeah, and you never know. Like we had one who came to our screenwriting workshop that we have, and they were interested in making a film. And then last year they did. It's actually going to premiere at the film festival. It's called Three.
Oh yeah,
Um,
three. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's pretty cool that they're out there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually one of my friends, Lester Reynolds. He actually stars in three. I don't know if I don't think he's the main actor, but he's in there. But he just recently went out to Santa Fe for their, I guess, media convention that they were having. And he
Yeah,
met Emilio Estevez this last Thursday, and I was like, he was there. I was like,
yeah,
dude, you met Emilio? Like, how cool is that, bro? Yeah, but apparently they're bringing out Young Guns 3. He's gonna direct it and produce it, Emilio. So that's really cool.
yeah,
Hopefully they'll shoot around the surrounding areas of like Santa Fe, Albuquerque. Who knows?
yeah. I do know that they want to shoot it in New Mexico, so
For
hopefully we
sure.
get some of that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Knowing you love horror, what's your kind of style of genre of music? Because I'm a musician, I love all kinds. But do you have a certain artist that you really like that you've been listening to lately?
I kind of listen to a lot. I think lately I've been listening to a lot of like Paramore.
Oh,
Um,
dude, yeah, they're good, man. I like
Yeah, I like
Paramore.
Paramore a lot. And then, yeah, it kind of depends. Like at the gym, it's a lot of like Kendrick Lamar and like
Ooh, all
just
right.
a lot of rap to get you hyped up. And then if
Yeah.
I'm trying to work, I'll try to listen to like something without words, like I'll listen to like a movie score or like
Oh, really?
just something to put your head around. Yeah, especially like that's how I know sometimes when I'm writing a script, like at the
Mm.
beginning, I'm using like a movie score to kind of like put me in the mood of what I'm looking for, and I'll like even create one specifically for it. But then as it goes along and becomes more of its own thing, I have to kind of separate it from that movie score because then
Oh,
it like
right, yeah.
it starts to become its own thing. So I need it to have its own movie score.
Right,
And
right.
so that's how I know, like, okay, I'm on the right track because now it's becoming separated
Yeah,
from what
you're
I'm.
seeing the big picture coming together.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So like Paramore, The Cure, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of punk, a lot of oldies. I really
I love
like,
oldies, dude. Yeah.
yeah, I like that old kind of like the Doors. It always sounded like they were making music in a warehouse, like it was just
That's
all
true.
reverb.
Yeah, they do. I remember that. Some of their songs, I'm like, wow, it sounds very like attic kind of feel. Like they're
Yeah, yeah.
live. Yeah, that's funny, dude. Oh, cool, dude. And then, what about pizza or burgers like out there in Las Cruces? Because I have been to Dion's, bro.
Yeah,
Their green chili pizza, please
yeah,
stop. Like,
yeah.
oh, it's good. And then Blake's.
Yeah, Blake's is really good. There's a place actually near my house called Burger Nook that it's owned by these two old ladies, and they used to
What?
work as waiters, but then they took over after the owners retired. Very good, and they're like it's kind of like walking into the past, which is my favorite thing.
Oh,
Like
really? Okay.
they're still like writing your order down on a piece of paper and like
Oh,
everything's like
wow.
$3, it's a very
What's the
it's
name
how
of this place?
it's called Burger Nook, like Nook.
Burger Nook.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's in Cruces?
Hmm.
Oh, well, maybe if I stop by this weekend, I'll stop by there because I always like to try
Yeah.
new local places that are just not the main, like Burger King and all that all the time. It's like, no,
Right.
I always like to support local businesses. So,
Yeah.
all right. And then the
The cool
last
thing about
one.
Las Cruces, they have a lot of locals. There's a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
they do. Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I like go when I go there, I always like to go to visit either a local coffee shop, just certain things that are just local based. That way I can support and just get to know them. Last one, your favorite. I don't know if you already told me, but movie, horror movie. It doesn't have to be horror. It could just be any kind of.
My favorite movie is probably Hellboy by Guillermo del
Oh,
Toro.
Hellboy. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
that's
think
a new one.
to me, it was one of those things where, again, like you have that self-doubt when you're learning to be a filmmaker. And especially, like I love American Me, I love Blood In, Blood Out,
Mm.
kind
Yeah.
of like kind of movies. Even like Robert Rodriguez was making like El Mariachi.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
watching those movies as a fan of horror, you're like, okay, but these are very specific to living in Mexico and stuff. Like, do
Right.
you guys
Yeah.
ever do anything else? And Guillermo del Toro, he was from Mexico. He started off and like he just loved making monsters. And so he kind of turned that into, Hellboy Blade 2.
Mm.
And just the way that like he was able to like Hellboy, especially like it's super colorful. There's no reason for it to have as many like Mexican flares as it does, but it really does.
Yeah.
And to me, it kind of showed me like, oh, we can do it. Like you don't have to just make, the standard movies that Hollywood wants out of you. You can make
Right.
whatever you want and make a monster,
Right.
despite being like Mexican. So that's the one that really like kind of pushed me forward. And
Oh, did it? Okay.
um,
That's cool, man. I gotta say, as for me, Back to the Future, it's just incredible,
oh
dude.
yeah,
Oh
it
my
is a
God.
perfect film.
It is a
Yeah.
perfect film. Like, please do not remake. Don't do nothing with it because it's like you're gonna ruin it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But by the way, like I know Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis already said as long as we're alive, there's no remake. It's just
Right.
yeah, it's staying the way it is because you cannot
Yeah.
top that. Yeah. Well, thank you, Andrew. I really appreciate you coming on and share. I know 30 minutes goes by quick, man.
I know.
I could just sit
Yeah.
here longer with you and you have coffee and just talk more.
Right.
But it's just that's how it goes with this. I do it out of respect to everyone's time, because you're taking your time out to be on here, and I really appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, of
I look
course.
forward to meeting you at the festival. I'll be there April 11th and the 12th. The 11th, I'll be there for Ian's film, wherever that may be. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then 3 for Lester's, and then yours, The Monster. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time.
Cool. Well, cool. Then I'm excited to see you there, and I hope you guys all come out. There's a lot of films that are shot at in Las Cruces. I think it's Three Brewmans, and there's another one, but I'm forgetting. But try to go see those, especially because they're filmed here. You'll see recognizable places.
Okay, man. And before we go, when your short film does come out, is there a way for the viewers to see it, like on YouTube or like
Yeah,
how are you gonna?
so my if you go on YouTube and you search Andrew Hara,
Yeah.
they'll usually find it. But my tag name is Hara Films, and it's
Okay.
the same on Instagram and on YouTube. But yeah, all of my short films are on there. You can even see trailers to my feature films. And
Cool.
then if you want to see my feature films, they're all on Tubi, and
Oh, they're
on
on Tubi. Oh, very
yeah,
cool, man.
you can
Nice.
find them on Tubi, Screenbox, and then like other places where you can rent them. But those are for free, so go check them out there.
All
Uh,
right.
yeah.
And then to contact you on Instagram, it's just your first and last name, or
Yeah, it's my first and last name. That's the best way.
sounds good, man. Well, thank you so much, Andrew. Looking forward to meeting you, brother.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you, Andrew, again.